I think let's start with the digital first. Before I go anywhere, I want to show you. So remember during the live feed, I said to you, whilst you're in front of your baby and you photograph, that you double up for gallery content and gallery to fill your gallery. So let me quickly run you past what I meant by that, because it was a very important question. I'm going to be using this image for digital composite, and whilst baby was there, what I did is, remember how I just went in and by using my feet I just moved around baby slightly. So what I've done is I've captured two images in addition without touching baby. So there you've got three images. With black and white copies you're looking at six. Now if there's no distinct birthmarks, what I do is I kind of try and always flip the second image horizontally so it's a different aspect. Obviously we're going to edit these. We're going to close up baby's mouth, take out this area here, and just round off the wrap a little bit more. And also I've got another one there, a nice side profile too, which I'll flip in addition. So you've got four images there without moving around baby too much. And the same applies for this one. So that's my image for the digital. I've just kind of zoomed in, cropped for a gallery fill, and also came in top down, so it's not kind of like a side-lit image. And I always do that. It's so quick, it's so easy, and it really does help to fill a gallery. Remember here, all we did was we moved the posy slightly sideways and lifted baby's head and turned so that you've got two different variations: a digital of baby head to toe vertical, and then obviously also that beautiful curled one, which we're going to quickly cover, and then I'm also going to show you how I edit these. Very simple. Let's start with that digital. We're going to put that one and that one together. I think those two go together nicely. So we'll open those in Photoshop. Okay, so the first things we can notice is a few little bit of imperfections in terms of not a perfect round wrap, and her chin area and her lips. So we'll quickly close all of that up and I'll show you how to do that easily in Liquify. Liquify is my friend. So what I do is I just give everything a bit more of a symmetrical look and feel. For the wrap area, I keep my Liquify tool nice and large. The smaller you go, the easier it is to see where you've fixed things up. I like to make the wrap nice and tight, nice and small, so that the focus remains on baby's facial features. And the bigger the Liquify tool, the more you're going to bring in at the same time. Now there's one more little Liquify tip, a trick that I have up my sleeve, and that's to close mouths. And what I use is this little pucker tool over here. I zoom in. Where's my baby? And I just go zits, and I close that mouth. Now, if you remember, she loved sleeping with her mouth open. So that makes life a lot easier for us, and I use that all the time if I have babies that are catching flies during the session. And let me just quickly show you the before and after. We'll go before and after. Before and after. Fabulous. Alright, so we're going to bring this baby into this digital by Louisa Dunn. It's called Amore. And I'm going to show you how easy it is if you shoot to composite. So I have copied my image and I have simply just pasted it to the digital, and I'm going to layer, bring my opacity down, select the image and make the baby smaller to fit the bucket. So now opacity is nice and low. I can still see the digital and I can see baby. So what I want to try and do is keep it in relation to how you would normally shoot. A lot of people make babies very small in the digital. Try and keep baby, oops, try and keep your subject the way you would realistically shoot it in studio. So my babies their heads tend to go a little bit over the prop because you've got that support pillow underneath the head, so it looks realistic. And that's kind of the size I'm going to keep it at. Now I'm going to take a big brush, nice and soft, at 100% opacity, and I'm going to just bring back the digital. Now, when I teach, I always remind my students to not overthink it. And what I do, because I've got a big brush at 100%, I just want you to tap back and see kind of what happens, even here where the head area is. And then we're going to go in and fine tune. So just big tap away, tap, 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 tap. Don't overthink it. Then we're going to go in at 20% and we're going to bring the curls back between digital and straight out of camera. Okay, so now that I'm there, let's go and just fix up these little nitbits. I'm going to go closer to my subject, and this is where I'm going to make my brush slightly harder. And back to my baby and bring my baby back. Nice hard brush around her head area. If you have a baby with really spiky long hair, I recommend you pop some more hand sanitizer in your hands and get those flyaways down in terms of hair, nice and flat onto the skull, or you pop a bonnet on, because to edit crazy hair is going to absolutely be the death of you. Right, so we come in here. Okay, flip my brush and we're just going to remove everything that's spilling over the ball. Okay, let's have a look. Right, so I'm happy with the blending. So try not to overthink it too much. A lot of people come in too close to their subject, so you can see a distinct line between digital and straight out of camera. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to soften the baby's skin a little bit. So I use a frequency separation. There are so many skin softening tools and actions available. This is just a frequency separation action I created myself. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sharpen eyelashes, hair, and just a little bit of the curls around baby. Because once I go in with my portraiture, just to bring all the elements together, I don't want to lose too much. There's an action that I really recommend you get from LSP Actions, which is a supplier in the UK, LSP Actions, and the action set that I use is called White Linen Collection. I highly recommend it, especially for whites. And I'm going to just neutralize and bring the two whites together. This is the action that I use from LSP Actions, and I highly recommend it. Right, so you can see I'm just pulling out all the yellows and the greys in my whites, and I'm just neutralizing and bringing both elements together. I'm then going to just create a bit of a contrast. And a bit of a color pop. I'm going to bring in my portraiture, soften the image just a smidge. And then bring all my elements together. Now, the other action set I'm currently using is from Dream Artsy. Warming everything up nicely, keeping everything rich and unified. I might just lift my shadows on this side a little bit. And that's it. That's all I'll do to it. So I'll flatten that. I'll save a high-res print copy for the parents. I think we'll bring this opacity down a little bit. Save these. I'm just going to pop it there for now. Okay, so happy with that. Really nice and simple. And then all I do for my lower resolution files, I bring in my brush, my thingy-majigger, what do you call it, my watermark, and I make a low resolution file for sharing. Just an extra step which is easy for my parents to simply go in and share directly to social media without having to lose any value in your image, etc. So there you have it. I'm going to save this one for the group so we don't lose out on that one. And we can see what we had to work with beforehand. Perfect. Let's start with this little one. The first thing I'd like to always do is bring in all the lines and make them all symmetrical. So we had a bit of a tough time getting this little one comfortable in this position, but we managed in the end. All I want to do is just bring her features down. Okay, so the first thing I do is I take a snapshot and I work off my history. I want to first of all make everything nice and black. So what I do is I just use my lasso tool around baby, making sure that you've feathered at 150 pixels. Shift Command I, which is inverting the image. Then I hit my curves button and I bring the color all the way down. So I'm making everything black, whereas if I take it to the top, I'm going to make everything white. But obviously that's not the exercise today. So we're going to bring it back down. And then because I took a snapshot, whatever I'm going to bring back with my history brush is going to be everything that I have already corrected. Otherwise, you go straight back to your first original layer. Okay. Right. Also just want to pop her in the middle so long. There's a bit of a grey area here, which I'm going to warm up. That's a little bit too warm now. Okay, I use Blotchy Skin by Kelly Brown. I find it is the best action for blotchy skin. And we are going to paint, oh, where did she go? There she is. All around our features. Especially these little arms. They came up quite blotchy. Before I go in and colour. Alright, so blotchy skin is done. Let's get rid of these flakes. Okay. Let's quickly have a look. Oh, I've got them in here twice. Right, so I'm going to go in and remove the reds in baby skin tones. These are LSP actions for the red removal. That one's gone a bit magenta. We can pick that one up there by popping a little bit of yellow back. It's annoying me, this little patch here. Let's just get rid of it. Oh, come on. What am I doing? That's better. Slowly but surely take that one up and bring this one down. Then I'll run over it with bring my blacks down a bit as well as my whites. It's better. I'm going to leave my base there and bring down my punch. About 40%. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, I always like to present these in black and white. I hardly ever get parents asking me for a color copy. I think some edits are just better presented in black and white, and this is my happy place. Right, so I just want to go in with the skin smoother just up the top here, just a little bit down the side of the cheeks, especially after we've brought in a black and white copy, and make it a little bit sharper. That's too sharp. Beautiful. And we shall present that. So if you didn't have a white wrap down the bottom of baby, it would be really difficult to edit these because it's really difficult to edit out black. So it's very important that you shoot this particular photo on the posy just to make life a lot easier for you. Alright, so we're going to make a history brush, take a snapshot, and we're going to work off this snapshot. So just take a brush, roughly grab your sample picker here, 50%, nice big soft brush, and just kind of brush so that you can blend that posy in with your backdrop. You don't want to go over too much, and then all you do is click on your history tool and retain the features. Bring back the knuckles so you don't see that spill. Okay. Now, once you're happy, we are going to use my LSP actions and reduce all the red tones. And then use my Kelly Brown action for the blotchy skin. Might just bring this chin down a smidge. And then we can go in and use the remove flake brush so that we can get rid of all these little I have no idea what is going on with my computer, but she's acting up. Okay, so now that I'm happy there, I just want to take these two big pieces out. Okay, we're going to run portraiture just to soften the skin a bit. I'm going to use that so then what I want to do is just soften here again. My daughter's downstairs talking to her dad on the phone. Sorry about that. Okay, so then what I would be doing is using that blotchy skin action by Kelly again, just to get rid of the banding on the baby's cheek. Boom. I don't know why, but it's the only blotchy skin action that I've used in all my years, and it works. We can go in and sharpen the image for print. Actually, I wanted to have a quick look and see if I could add a bit more contrast here. Just a smidge. Just bring these elements together. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, it's a nice tight crop. It's not something. It's not an angle that I would deliver any wider. I'm probably even inclined to move her up. Yeah, that's where I'd be happy to crop. All right. First things first, we are going to liquefy the wrap slightly tighter to her body. And then we're going to bring her into the digital. So just copy and paste, duplicate your layer, bring down your opacity, and make her fit into the basket. It's a Louisa Dunn digital, nice and simple to edit her digitals. Comes with a lot of after sales support as well for those of you who are new to the digital world. Okay. Right, and then all I do is I just go back and I bring back all my original shadows. You can keep your brush nice and low and soft, 20%. Shadows, and then we're going to use the LSP actions. And we are going to neutralize the whites. %, opacity. See how I'm taking out the green in my whites, and also neutralizing as we go. We're going to remove any skin flakes. Quick and easy. Beautiful. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount. The wrap significantly tighter and smaller around the baby's body. Um, if you can remember, she was very, very small, so um, everything is fairly big around her. I want the wrap to be not the main focus. That's why I'm making it a lot smaller. Okay, and then what I do is I paint the shadow side of the baby with a black brush, and the reason why I do this is to automatically create a fake shadow basically. So when I do brush back in Photoshop over my digital, that it's nice and seamless and simple. Okay, so I've painted with a black brush, I've copied, I'm going to paste her, duplicate that layer, I mean mask that one back, make her nice and small so we can see where we're going. And as soon as I'm ready with the sizing and the positioning, I'm going to bring my opacity back up, nice big brush, and bring back the digital. Okay, big brush, 100%. Again, don't overthink it. As soon as you're happy where you're at, you can go in with a finer, smaller, harder brush and fine tune. I'm going to increase the hardness of the brush. Okay, I'm going to keep my brush nice and hard. I'm going to flip my brush to bring back some more of the digital, and keeping my brush at 20%, basically what I'm doing is I'm bringing the two elements together at a low opacity so you don't see any distracting lines. So I'll show you why. If I was at 100%, see how unnatural and too bright it is? I find that 20% is my happy medium without going crazy overboard. Now, digitals are supposed to be a fun, extra, quick tool to fill a gallery. If you're spending hours and hours and hours on a digital, you're doing something wrong. I need you to step back and maybe focus on how you shot for the digital in the studio. Perhaps you didn't plan to shoot for the particular digital in mind. It's always meant to be a quick, fun method for adding content to a gallery. So try not to spend hours on it. Okay, so now what I would like to do is flatten my image. We are going to pop some contrast in, lift exposure a smidge. Okay, just want to lift my shadows a smidge. And that's it. Really, really simple. Done.